I want to talk about something that's been heavy on my heart, a pretty serious issue. I am a life coach, spiritual teacher, and I have been for years. And there's been a number of times that I've opened up shop, had trainings, and these are free. The spiritual development, I do have classes. I have personal classes on opening up different gifts and different abilities. Those are paid for. Then I have like Bible studies and spiritual development that are free. And of course, I have the one on one sessions that are paid. But I also do a lot of no charge, depending on what the situation is. When I'm helping, when I'm advocating a person in court, and I know that their funds are low, there's no charge, or it's charged on a sliding scale. If the funds are available, I do charge, but I charge a nominal fee. And this is the way it goes. I mean, it's just really the way it is. But something happened today, well, yesterday. There was a church that I go to. The pastor was a real man of God, I guess. I'm struggling right now. I don't know him all that well, but I did find him to be knowledgeable, very knowledgeable. I did feel that he was walking in the wisdom of the Spirit. Very good preacher. Um, and I've seen some really good preachers that were really good and telling the truth, absolute truth, but they didn't have compassion. They didn't have the heart for people. I've seen some others that had the heart for people and weren't so knowledgeable, or didn't walk in the wisdom, or um I mean, it's rare to find somebody with all of the above. And he struggled so hard with I'm new to that community, but in the last several years he struggled so hard to get cooperation, to grow, and not like one of the mega churches grow, but to get cooperation, to get people to join in and be active and reach out to the community, to tithe their money, to donate. um, he even took the way this, I know not all churches work this way, but the way this one works is actually the congregation pays the pastor, and he actually took a 64% pay cut to stay on when the church was doing bad, because nobody would give. And and he got another job on top of what he was doing. And just recently, even on top of that, he got some more resistance, so he ended up taking another job somewhere else. So he's leaving. So it got me to thinking about me. Now, I am not a pastor, but I am a spiritual teacher. I'm ordained, but since my growth and my walk with the Lord, I don't do specific kinds of ministry anymore, because I realize that that's not where I'm supposed to be. I still do celebrations of life, and that sort of thing, but I've backed off on a lot of it. I don't preach anymore, but I do teach, and I love that. And let me tell you something, with the one-on-one, all the stuff that I do, I do love my job, okay, but it's a calling. It's more than a job, it's a calling. And a lot of the stuff that I do truly wipes me out. And you know what I find is people have no problem paying full price at the spa, paying their hairdresser full price, doctors, lawyers, going to a baseball game. You never hear them saying, well, I'm not going to go unless I get a discount. Um, Going out to eat, you never hear somebody say to the waitress, oh no, this bill's too high. Food's great, you're awesome, best restaurant around, but it's too high, I'm not paying it. I hear that all the time. Or with the groups that I have started, they know, just as right now I don't have a physical group going. I'm hoping to soon, but people go into it realizing that yes, this is free, but this is a self-supporting group, and it's not going to be sustained unless everybody gives. And I work outside of that, and I contribute, and I contribute, and I contribute, and it's very hard to get the others to contribute, which is why they needed to be shut down every time. Like I was just saying, I'm sure that that pastor that I was just talking about put heart and soul into everything that he did, into his sermons, into whatever he was doing with the church, whatever was going on. I'm sure he put heart and soul into it. And people just don't want to give. And what that says to me is you don't care enough. You don't put it priority. You see what I'm saying? And it really breaks a person's spirit. I know that it's broken mine. And, I'm looking at my own life and I'm thinking, how many times have I said, I can't do this anymore? See, the thing is I must do this. It's like breathing to me. But with what I do, I get so wiped out to work another job, which I am in the process. I've got my resume everywhere. It's not going to work. I'm well aware of this. I must continue to do this stuff, regardless of what happens to me. And yeah, I'm going to try to work another job. Right now, I just got one, an employment specialist. It's, well, I don't have it yet, but I'm pretty sure I have it. And that will be very part-time, but that's certainly not going to pay the bills. So I'm like, okay, should I invest in that? See, the thing is what I think people fail to understand is how much work is put into it. So just let me tell you just for a minute, just bear with me. If you're watching this video, I appreciate that you're watching it. And please just bear with me and think about this for a second. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm going to get into Better Light. Say that I totally understand that a couple different things, that there are these prosperity preachers, televangelists, and they're not only on television. There's some, I can say there's some right here in Manchester, New Hampshire. I know they're all over the place, these big mega churches. They're not every mega church, but that preach the prosperity gospel, and they say give, and God will heal you, and they totally take scripture and twist it to their advantage, and they rip people off. And yes, the Bible does say to give. It says the Lord loves a cheerful giver. The reason he says that is because we're all supposed to be sustaining each other, not the government, but godly spiritual people are supposed to make sure that everybody's okay, each with their own ability, whatever that is, whether it be money, whether it be service, whatever. But they take that and they twist it and they rip people off. So then you get these people believing they're going to be cured of cancer if they give enough money, or believing that they're going to pay off their mortgage if they give enough money. And first of all, if you're giving to get something that's not a joyful giver. And it's not just the Christian community and these prosperity gospel teachers, preachers who are totally disgusting, but it's also in the New Age movement. I remember one time when I was going through the worst, well, one of the times that I was going through heavy duty treatments, and I had this friend, and we were both really into the New Age movement. And she was dating this guy who was a chiropractor, and he was very much into the New Age movement. And he told her that he could heal me. See, when she first told him about me, he pictured this bald, skinny, 80-pound woman who was very ill. And then he met me, and I never really looked, even at my worst, I never looked like I was dying, And he said he could heal me if I slept with him. I would need to sleep with him. And she called me up and she said, well, I'm willing to let that happen for your healing. And I said, no way. No, I never felt for that stuff. Just like I had another friend who went to somebody and told her she had a curse on her and she could remove the curse for, first it was 100, then it was 500, then it was 1,000. And I asked her, why on earth would you do that? And she really believed this woman. So it's in the New Age movement. It's in whatever that person was. I think she was like a gypsy or called herself a psychic, whatever. It's in every community, especially, people. It's really important. Spiritual growth is really important, and there are ripoff artists everywhere. But it is a spiritual principle that you give and you are, paid back tenfold. That's and even 100-fold sometimes. And I have never played that game, give to get, blah, blah, blah. I believe in a cheerful giver. I believe that God set it up so that we're all taken care of, that the government's not supposed to take care of us. We're supposed to take care of us. That's why I give away a lot of my services. I had somebody argue with me on here. Give me a free reading. Really rude. First of all, I'm not going to give anybody a free session unless they qualify. I've given away many. I can tell you that there are many nights that I'm on the phone until midnight or later because somebody needs me. I don't have quote unquote office hours. When you're taking a class from me, or if you're in the life coach packages that I have, I made up some stuff that I can copy. Everything comes from me, though. I don't just copy stuff. Everything comes from me, and I also personalize it. So if you're taking a class from me, or if you're taking involved with a life coach package, or if you're involved right now, I have a couple that I'm doing. When I send you a PDF, that takes me hours to do because I'm personalizing it to you. It means I have to get to know you. I have to get to know what your gifts are, or what your problem is, or whatever that is, what your soul wound is, what your issues are. And I direct whatever I'm sending you to you. It's never just a generic. It's never just a in general. I spend time. If you knew, and I know sometimes I'm a little delayed on sending stuff, but that's because I can't just sit down and do it. It has to come from here. I can't, there's so much that goes into it. And I charge very little. My competition charges much more than me, and they do the generics and the generalizations. I'm not saying everybody does, but I don't know anybody that puts as much heart and soul into it as me. I really, truly care about my people. Right now, it's more of an online community I have. But again, I put heart and soul. I was on the phone just tonight until after 11 o'clock, after being at the doctor's and going through a really rough day today. And I'm not saying, hey, pat me on the back, or I'm so wonderful. I'm just trying to make a point here. And I would give it 100% away if I didn't have to make a living. But the thing is that it takes so much out of me that I can't work 40, 50 hours here and then do this as well. And I feel like this is my calling. This is what I need to do. So I'm going to continue to do this and try to find something that'll give me more money on a regular basis. But I need the time. I need the space for this. Plus I raised my kids alone, and I now have my grandchildren. Plus I have my health issues. So I've been doing this all along. And again, I'm not looking for a pat on the back. I'm not looking for, but what's really hard is when, and I hear all the time, and I love it. I'm glad that it's helping people. I hear people tell me that my work has helped change their life. My work has helped open their eyes. That's my job. That's what I want to do. I want to help people get on the road to recovery and to healing, and to get to know God and to get to their highest vibration possible. That's my job. That's what I want to do, and that's what I love to hear. But when I hear that, and then I hear that, they can't pay, or that I charge too much, or, oh yeah, I gave you this money, so we'll work off that. When in reality, I've probably paid that back 5 times over, not with everybody, but through the work that I do. And the thing is I truly care about my people, and a lot of my clients have also become my friends, which is wonderful, because you know what? I don't have a social life. This is my life. You guys are my life and my family. And of course, my Lord comes first, then you guys, and then my family. And I put heart and soul into this, as I'm sure that pastor did. Do you know I had a friend tell me I was going to do Patreon? I am on Patreon, but I haven't done a lot. I don't really understand it all that much. And I was asking her if she thought that I should charge, by the video or by the month, because that's how they set it up. And I figured I was going to charge $1, maybe $2 a month. And she said, oh no, I wouldn't pay that. And I was like, you wouldn't? You don't think it's worth it? And she said, what, to watch videos? But then on the other hand, I have people say how the videos are really changing their life. I mean, I hear people I get calls every day, thank God, of people saying that it's really helping. I've had people go through the life coach sessions, and then And I've been there. They'll call me last minute. And I'm like, okay, give me 20 minutes, I'll call you back. And then turn around and decide that they want to charge back on money that they've given me because they didn't like the way I charged it after they've already agreed to it. Tell me how, and I know some people say, well, don't do that anymore. Don't, or higher your prices or raise your prices or don't put heart and soul into it. And I have to be authentic. I care about you guys. And if I'm going to do a PDF and send you a PDF that applies to you, I'm going to send you one that's going to help you, not something that I just copied. If I'm going to talk to you, I'm going to use everything I have and give it to you while we're in session. Everything is yours at that time. I'm not going to change that. And when I run my groups, I study, make sure I know what I'm talking about before I put it out there to you, because my goal is to help you guys. Same thing with the pastor, I'm sure. And see what happens. Why do we put, like I have a friend who started out as a client but now is a friend, several actually, and we'll get together dinner or whatever, and it always comes down to, oh, is this going to happen, is that going to happen, so what do I do about this and this? And it's not just like a friendly, give me friendly advice. It goes beyond that. I go back into work mode. It's always that. It's never just, I want to go to dinner because I want to go to dinner. And I know that friends share with each other. I know that, and I want to be there for my friends. You don't have to pay me to talk to me if you're my friend. But do realize that this is my job, and don't always put me on at work. Maybe sometimes I don't want to be working. And if you need to share with me, by all means. If you want to pray together, by all means. But sometimes I might want to pray for something too. I've put it out there over and over and over again, $5 a month, $2 a month. If you have a one-time donation, I understand people don't have money. Please don't get me wrong. I know I'm going to get comments that say sometimes people don't have it. I get it. I get that. All I'm saying is if it's important, will you please give credit where credit is due, not just with me, but with any spiritual teacher. Do you realize that eternity is much more important than anything here? But yet people will make sure their car payment's paid, will make sure that they've got money in retirement, will make sure blah, 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 but they don't pay for the spiritual teachings that's going to help to bring them to where they need to be in eternity. That's going to help them heal their soul wounds so that they can get the successful life they want. That's going to help them heal those wounds so that they can be in a relationship that they want. And they say they value it. They say that it's wonderful, this and that. But it's like pulling teeth to get people to participate. I have asked over and over and over to meet as a group physically, and if we can, if we're too far away, to do like a Skype thing. And that doesn't involve money, and I can't get anybody to commit to that. It breaks your spirit. It really breaks your spirit. So think about what's important to you, and treat those that teach accordingly. It's just something to think about. I want to pray for that pastor today, if you will, with me. And like I said, if you're one of those people that call me and ask me to talk last minute, yes, I'm busy. I have a lot going on. Every day is crazy. I haven't been bored in years. Every day is crazy. But I do my best to get back to you because I care about you. So, I understand money's tight and people are looking for deals. And anybody that knows me knows that if you can call me and say, look, somebody called the other day, I don't know, a week, 2 weeks ago, wanted me to talk to their family and didn't have any money until later. And I said, no problem. And that's me. That's what I'm going to say. But why is it that I don't want to say I have to suffer, but finances, everybody that knows me, that goes to my groups, knows my medical situation, knows how crazy my co-pays are, knows that just to get by in a week, just to get by with my medical and everything else, I have to make a lot of money. But yet the donations are slim. They know that I do all these advocacies, all these missions for other people, and they love that. But to get a $5 donation out of people is like pulling teeth. I'm going to run raffles still. I'm still asking for donations. I'm still going to do the free stuff. But I'm just asking you guys to really kind of think about it. Realize the kind of work that goes into it, not just for me, but for any true spiritual teacher. Even teachers that are not spiritual teachers, they're teaching other things. If they're a good teacher, they're putting heart and soul into that. I'm asking if we can appreciate each other today. Really look at the people in your life today, tomorrow, but do it for 24 hours and really look at them. Are you saying things that are hurtful, like my friend when she said, I'm not worth $1 a month? That's hurtful. Have you said that to somebody? Even if you haven't said the words, have you said it? Not just me, I'm saying anybody. We need to really start lifting each other up and start helping out. Put our money where our mouth is, put our time where our mouth is. If you say that you need this, if you say that it's helping, then step up. I didn't mean to offend anybody. I understand some people don't have money. I understand that. I understand some people don't have time. But I think if we all just gave a little, none of us would be hurting. All right, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for listening.